Hi you guys, it's Stephanie. Welcome back to my channel. So I want to do make a Halloween journal, and I have not done one before, and I've never done a journal start to finish before, and so I'm a little nervous about that. And of course I had to get some things prepared. I couldn't just come on here and not know how to start. So I have some things prepared ready for us to go. I have a paper pack that I believe I found at a yard sale, and so that is I'm using that, and then I also found papers that were just in stacks that I found at a yard sale, just loose pages, so I'm going to be using that. But it was white, you know, of course it's white on one side. So what I did was I made some paper. I took some just copy paper, and I watered, really watered down black paint. I mean, really it was water with a little bit of black paint in it. I went to the computer and I put some lines on it, and then I sprayed it with some black paint, and I distressed it with the Tim Holtz Distress ink around it. So that's how I got that one. This one is just spray and then distress around. And this one's a little different. I left space so I could stamp stuff right here. These ones, the lines go all the way. And then this one is slightly different from this one in that this one you can see the splatter and this one you really can't. So then I cut my paper down and ran it through the printer and printed this on the other side. So that's how I got that. So I have a bunch of pockets and things at least ready to start gluing down. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it 2 signature journal and then make 2 of them. I have 4 signatures paper-wise prepared, but if it's too fat, which I think it will be, I'll end up making 2 journals and make them 2 signatures each. I just don't know. And because of that, I tend to make my book cover after I've made my pages and filled them up so that my book cover fits. Otherwise, you know, the book cover won't close, that sort of thing. That's what I generally do. And that's how it works for me. Some things I have inked, some I have not. So I will go ahead and ink around and glue some down. So yeah, like I said, it's all pockets so far, and a couple of things that are, you know, a little bit more interactive. So okay. What I really wanted to do was like a gothic type one, but I had this paper and I like to try and use what I already have. I don't want to end up with so much stuff that I can't think straight in my craft room. So I really try and use some of the things I've already purchased. And so since I had these already, I thought, why should I buy more, even though it's what I wanted to do? But I think this will be fun. Okay, so that one's glued down. This one here, okay, so it's an envelope. And what I'm going to do is, I'll take that out. I'm going to glue this flap to this piece of paper. This is going to become a pocket here. It's a kind of thin, but since it's being attached to kind of thin paper, I didn't want to put something heavy necessarily on the thin paper. So in order to beef up the edge a little bit, I just folded it over. So we'll go ahead and glue that down. I left it so that I would remember to tell you that's what I did. So that way the edge shouldn't tear from pulling stuff in and out. It should be fine. they will be a problem. So it's in the afternoon. I hope the sunlight that's coming in is bright enough for you guys to be able to see okay. I've been running all day long, accomplishing absolutely nothing. One more visit with Pam and my friend Donna. Pam leaves tomorrow. And so I got one more visit in. Got to take some pictures and stuff with her. We forgot to do that the other day. So that was fun. Okay. So I'm gluing this to the back of the paper so that the pocket, when you poke things in, it's not hitting this edge. I mean, it kind of will anyway, but I'm trying to glue it down really, really well. Move this out of the way for a second. Moved on me just a little bit. So my husband had to take a trip for work, and the state that he was flying to requires a COVID test. And so he went the other day. You know, he made several phone calls about when and where and all of that kind of thing to get the test done. Okay, now let me glue that down real quick. I'm thinking I want the envelope to fit the page. Yeah. Okay, so then I'm just going to glue this like a regular pocket. So anyway, he was supposed to fly out early this morning, but as of yesterday afternoon, he still hadn't gotten his results. And what's the point of going if you don't have test results? If they're not going to let you, go and do what you have to get done. It's for work, if I didn't say that. So yesterday afternoon, he spent a whole lot of time on the phone trying to find out why he didn't have his results yet. Originally, when he scheduled his appointment to go get the swabs done, they said, come in on Wednesday. Wednesday's plenty of time. And I was like, oh, that's pushing it. I don't know. So he decided to go in on Tuesday. And so yesterday, we're still waiting for his results. And talk about frustrating, So he calls the place and they say, well, we just do the swabs. We don't have any answers. But call these people. So he calls the next person that they say, to call. And they say, oh, well, we run the test, but we don't have anything to do with the results. The results get uploaded onto your MyChart. So you need to just watch your MyChart. And if you by chance have a problem with MyChart, call this number. He calls that number. Ends up being the total wrong number after he had been on hold for half an hour. Just good times had by all. He decided, so he did change his flight to this afternoon. And he said, I'm just going to count on the fact that it's going to be there. I'm going to make a tag out of this one to go in here. So there we have an envelope with a pocket and a tag, and then a pocket here that we'll be putting something into. And then I wanted to, I probably should have done this before. I wanted to line this like that, I'm thinking. Anyway, long story not short because I've been talking too much. He just got into Seattle, the SeaTac airport, and he sent me a message and he said his results finally came. So he can do the work that, he's going up there for. Anyway, very, very, very frustrating. And the frustrating part was he didn't know what if they lost the test altogether? You know, like everybody was saying, well, we don't know that. We just take the swabs. And the other one says, well, we don't know that. We run the test and send it on. And he's like, what if it's lost? And, you know, so it was very, very frustrating. So anyway, but it's all good. Finally. So, okay. So I think that's cute. All right, and then I'll fix this up. I'm just sticking it in there because I knew that's where I wanted it to go. Okay, and then this one. So this was fairly thin paper, so I backed it. And I am going to glue it down here. It's going to be a pocket. But it's also going to open up. And I didn't do a thumb hole because of the way that I'm going to have it opening, and where you can journal on it. I just thought a thumb hole wouldn't quite work the right way there. So then when you open it up, I'm going to put a tab right here. And I'm going to put these down here. Make sure I get them in the right squares. That looks about right to me. So anyway, I hope that all made sense, my little rant. I've been running all day, and so I feel like I told you my story at like a sprint. I'll try and mellow out now. But since he's out of town for work, that means dinner should be very, very easy for the next several days, I am happy to say. Okay. I could have made this a little shorter and made it into a pocket so that it would be a double pocket, but that's okay. It's plenty of bulk as it is. When I started this a couple of days ago, trying to get papers together and everything, I thought, well, if I work really fast, maybe I'll finish it by Saturday. Well, guess what? It's Saturday. Okay. So I think that'll be cute, right? It'll open up. Yeah. Alrighty. And this one is just going to be, I think I wanted it like that. And I like this because you can write on it. It's light enough, you know, it's the pattern. So you can just write on it. So if I do much embellishing on that particular pocket, it won't be much. I'm probably going to do a little searching on Etsy this evening to see if I can find some, you know, tags and things that will go with what I have here. Because I really don't. And that's really the hardest thing for me is all the journaling cards and tags and things. I have a really hard time coming up with those. Alrighty. So I just took the Distress ink and did this. I don't know if you guys have as hard a time as I do with the black, what is it called? Just, I don't know. I've put a thing on it so many times. Whatever, the black one. I have such a hard time making a mess with that. It is not forgiving whatsoever. And then I don't know if you remember the little ghost that I made when I was doing my calendar. I had 2 ghosts that I was intending to put on the October one, but I glued everything down and forgot one. And so look, it works perfectly here. I will add a tab down here so that it's obvious that that lifts up. Okay. What is this? I want to do a top pocket. So not necessarily like a tuck, but an actual pocket. I'm going to glue it down regular so that my card actually, my journaling card or tag, whatever, actually goes up in it like that. So, but I'm not going to do a thumb hole because I feel like that won't look right upside down. So I am just gluing that at the top. A lot of times my journals end up fat on the bottom and skinny at the top, so I'm just trying to even it out a little bit. Going to do a belly band here. Oh, that one's not, you know what, did I distress these other ones? I was probably gluing them down and stuff without distressing them. So yeah, that was fine. Actually, I want this side. Well, the nice weather or the warmer weather is holding on here. We are still up right around 80 degrees, and it's supposed to stay that way all week. So we're still having to water the lawn. I mean, I guess I don't have to water the lawn, but I like to keep my grass nice and green as long as I can. But now I'm looking out at the backyard, and it looks like my husband turned it off because the backyard's turning yellow. I tell you what, he asks me, he's like, so what do you think? I'm like, oh, I think we should keep watering until it's not warm anymore. Okay. And then he does it anyway. And I don't know how to work them, or I would go and turn them on. Yeah, they're really turning. I'm going to have to ask him about it. Okay, and now on these, I made a couple of pockets that I hadn't glued together yet. this is going to be the inside, and I just cut a little piece of the same paper so that when I do the thumb hole, it doesn't show. The white doesn't show. Okay, let's see. I'm hoping that I'm able to get the punch in there to do the thumb hole. I have a real little one, so, but I'm going to glue it all together and cross my fingers. This one. I'm probably going to have to dig that smaller punch out too. Unfortunately, I do not have it. I have the hardest time picking things up sometimes. So as I get older, I don't know if any of you are having this problem, but I'm losing my fingerprints, and it makes a huge difference with picking things up. And that probably sounds ridiculous if you don't know what I'm talking about and that it actually happens. For me anyway, and I've had other people tell me the same thing. Actually, my father-in-law told me once that he had lost his fingerprints. I mean, not entirely, but to a good extent. And I was like, yeah, whatever. You know, when people say something you're not quite sure of. Okay, well, then all of a sudden it starts happening to me. I had to be fingerprinted, and they had to do it. I think they tried 3 times. And they said, we just cannot get a good print off of you. So I don't know what it is. And they said, well, do you work with chemicals and stuff like that? I'm like, no, I mean, just house cleaning stuff. And my house isn't so clean that it's eaten off my fingerprints, I wouldn't say. Let me see if I can find the hole punch real quick. I don't want to leave you for too long. Let's see. Okay, it's a real small one, and I'm not even sure it's worth it. But we'll see. Maybe I can get this bigger one in there a little ways. I can only get it in that much. What do you think? Is it enough? Better than nothing? I think it's fine. It's okay. It works. I might have another one, but too late now. I'll shove this one down in there. And I on purpose did the seam in the front just for a little bit of visual interest, because it's just such a plain little box that way. Anyway, I did do it on purpose. And I thought I would just glue these down kind of staggered. I could do them sideways. I think I'm gonna do staggered. So if any of you know of a really cute ephemera kit on Etsy that would go with these colors, I mean, I know there's a lot of really cool Halloween ones, but they don't all go with these colors, obviously. But if you know of one, let me know whose shop it's in, because I was looking the other day and there's just so much, you know, to choose from. So... Okay, I think those are down. And finally this guy. And he's already distressed. And I didn't do a thumb hole on this one also because of Dracula being right in the middle there. I didn't want it to look funny around his head. Everything in there is glued down. You guys want to watch me do the next one? So this is where I get like really unsure of myself. I don't want to bore anybody to death. If you're bored to death, leave the video running. Go get yourself something to eat. Give it a thumbs up. Okay. This one I have not done a punch yet. Let's see. Yeah, if you can stick around, do, because I think I have a couple more cute little ideas as far as not just the normal pocket. I don't remember. I come up with it and then I forget real quick. So if you can stick around, please do. I would love to have you. I'll try and hurry. So as I was driving, well, I took my husband to the airport, and then I ran up to my friend Donna's house where Pam is, and Donna is obviously, and I took up the boxes of those free envelopes that I got at a yard sale last weekend so that they could take what they wanted, and they did not take nearly enough. Oh my goodness, I am going to be using envelopes. Anyway, as I'm driving there, I only had so much time, and I was passing yard sale signs. Oh man, I was like, you know, I had to put on my tunnel vision glasses, and I just kept going. So actually I'm going to do the same thing on this one as I did on the other, to make it a pocket and a flip to open up. And I forgot to distress it beforehand, so I'm sorry. I know that's not the funnest thing to sit and watch a person do. On the envelopes, I'll decorate them later. I just didn't know what to do on them. So, especially also because of the lack of Halloween ephemera. So, I will figure out something before the next video and hopefully do some decorating. Okay, and then we'll do this one. What was I going to do here? I think I was going to do this because of the purple. Okay, I like to use different size punches to make my thumb holes, and when I have something big, I like something big. And so I mean, I just feel like it makes sense to scale. This is loud. Sorry about that. Anyway, I just like the way it looks to have something a little different there. Okay, let's glue this down. Get to the edge there, so that's really stuck. I did not ink right there. Okay, so I can put it down either this way or this way. The other one opens that way, so I think I'm going to do this one this way. Sound like a plan? I will probably put paper in here to line that. I just haven't gotten to it. Okay. I said I would try and hurry. It's not going very fast, is it? Let's see. I'm not going to do this one yet because I need to distress the inside of it. What I was planning on doing here was doing it so that it's like a belly band going this way, but that opens and you can write on the inside. And then I'll put a tab right here so that it's obvious that's what it is. That's my plan. I just hadn't gotten it all prepared yet. So next time you see it, should be done. This one is a frame. So I had those Sizzix dies that I found at on the marketplace and bought those, and so I was like, ooh, I'll make it a little picture frame. But of course it took me forever because it only makes the first cut, and so I wanted it to be heavier, like thicker, and also layered. So I had to then glue it down to something else and then fussy cut it out. So my plan here is to make it a pocket, and I'll put something in it, but that can be taken out if whoever buys this wants to put a picture of, you know, like a family member in their costume or something like that. I thought that would be cute. So, you know, it'll go down like that. But anyway, isn't that cute? I really like that actually. This is a paper clip that I did. It's all finished already. So on one side it's the Bride of Frankenstein, and then the other side it's just I don't know what you want to call it. It's just that, and then you'll be able to put something up in there. So that one's done. I'm not sure about this yet. I was thinking to just glue it down for a tuck, but I feel like I need to put something behind it to make it more sturdy. So we're not doing anything with that yet. This pocket I was going to put there. And my punch. This paper was fairly thin, so when I've used it to make pockets, I've doubled it up. So what I'm trying to do is use all the paper. This was a 12 by 12 paper pack, and you know, doggone all those scraps. So I'm taking all the offcuts, and trying to use them instead of just, you know, sitting them aside and not knowing what to do with them. So doubled it up and made a pocket and a belly band. And this was really just the perfect size. It was one of the offcuts folded in half. I went and got myself some ice cream, and I plan to eat it. I'm excited. I got two different kinds. One is Huckleberry cheesecake. So my guess is there's chunks of cheesecake in it and it's huckleberry. And then the other one is Rocky Road. We're almost finished. Okay, so this one, what I was thinking to do is have it hanging over a little bit. So I did a decorative punch on the edge so that you'll see it from this side, because since it was a double-sided paper, and then a pocket on this side. So I'm going to glue inward just a little bit for that reason. This is the hard part. Okay, if I stick my tongue out, it should work. When my husband tries to dance, which nobody wants to see, he kind of sticks his tongue out. Why, oh, why can't they dance? There's a couple that can. When I was in college and I used to go out to a country western place to do dancing, there were, you know, of course, lots of guys that could dance there. I did not marry one. Just want to make sure that's good and glued down on this side. Okay, we're almost finished. This, I just cut a piece out to glue down to write on. That is it. Nothing special there. But it's hard to see what I'm doing when there's black on black. Look at my fingers. Try to get those little glue lines to spread out in there. Yep, that's good. And then last, I stuck that in there because that's what I want to make a tag out of that one, but pretty sure this is the last one. And so I will not make you watch more of the pocket gluing. We'll do something else the next time, so make sure you come back to see. I don't know what it's going to be, but it will be different. Not sure I'll be able to do a video tomorrow. Perhaps. Okay. Alrighty, I'm just going to poke that in there a little bit, not too far down so it doesn't get stuck in the glue. Okay, so there we have 2 signatures with stuff glued in. So I can see, I don't know. I mean, how big does a Halloween journal need to be? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Thanks for watching, you guys. Give me a thumbs up. I don't ask for that very often, and I forget to do it myself, so I need to be better about it. Hope you guys have a great evening. I will see you later. Bye.